In Knowell series, we have always tried our best to make things as much as interesting as possible. And here we are at the end of season 1. So finally we have completed 30 episodes of Knowell series. And now we're gonna end it here, and we will bring season 2 next year with such content just like this, more mysterious, more interesting, and more quality in content. So for today, I am here to present you the wrap of Knowell series. So I will be presenting you episode 1 to episode 30, a small summary of all episodes, and also I will tell you about our upcoming series at the end of this particular episode. So let's start with episode 1. It was based on a secret society of ancient India, and in this secret society there were 9 people who were actually very mysterious, and they got some knowledge which actually can be more futuristic than this AI world. So there is something which we are missing from ancient India. So in this episode we have discussed about this particular secret society. So you want to check it out. If you want to check these all episodes, then everything is available in the description. You can check it out and get the links from it. Now if we talk about episode number 2, and it was based on Ellora caves. We have discussed about the technology which is used to crave actually the Kailash temple, which is impossible to complete very much less time. So how they actually made it possible to crave it, and why this is so special. So in this episode we have provided you all the information about Ellora caves first of all, and then also we have discussed about this particular Kailasa temple. In episode number 3 we have discussed about Nataraj temple. Why this South Indian temple is so much interesting, you can get to know in this particular episode number 3, which contains why this temple is special and how this temple actually represents our human body. You might get surprised that this temple contains even more information about your body than our own science books. So make sure to check it out. Episode number 4 is all about other temple from South India, and episode number 4 name is Nachiyar Koil temple. So it contains the story of flying statue, and also it has some unique story about that particular statue which you might wanna hear, because it's so special that it can prove itself in this Kali Yuga too. So why I'm telling you this, you can get to know in particular episode. Episode number 5 and episode number 6 are the part of Mysterious Himalayas episode. In these 2 episodes we have discussed about Yetis, some Himalayan mysteries, some secret places, some herbals, and why Himalaya is so special. What are the properties of Himalaya which make it special, and why there is this very specific positive environment which actually attracts these sadhus to get meditation complete at that particular places. So in this episode you will get to know about lots of secret things about Himalayas. Also this episode is one of our most successful episode from whole channel. So there are some specific information for which people are getting attracted to this particular episode. So make sure to check it out. Episode number 7 contains some paranormal information and some paranormal sites. So first of all, in this episode we have discussed about top paranormal sites from India and what are the paranormal things which are happening out there. Also we have provided one very unique perspective which you might wanna consider while visiting this location or while getting news from this location. So we have presented very unique perspective which is very different from all the information. Episode number 7 is about paranormal sites, but it's not horrific at all. So you might want to check it out. Episode number 8 contains information about dreams, because dreams which we see a lot, and there may be connection between past and future with dreams. So how they are connected, or are they really connected? First of all, you will get to know all about this particular stuff in that particular episode. Also, we have told you that how you can control your dream. So there are some special information too. Make sure to check it out. Episode number 8, Interviewing Dreams. Now we have all heard about Mahabharata and Ramayana stories. But are they really stories or reality? Get to know about all this stuff about Mahabharata and Ramayana in episode number 9 and episode number 10. So we divided into two parts because it contains lots of information. We have provided some proof on which you can get to know that yes, these two things are not just stories. They are very subtle reality and they happen in India. In episode number 11, we have discussed about ancient Indian education system and how they were used to teach children and even adults. So what are the techniques they used to teach and why we are not considering that advanced system and why we are using this very weird education system in this particular time. You will get to know all about this in episode number 11. Episode number 12 and episode number 13 contains information about death because science explains death very differently and our ancient Indian religion and all the other religions too actually explains death very differently. So what are the similarities, what are the differences, where we can match all the possibilities and what are some theories. We have provided all different information, all different theories in this particular episode of Knowell series. So episode number 12 and episode number 13 are very special for those who want to actually get knowledge about death. We have tried to provide as much as truthful information, or we have tried to reach truth as close as possible in these particular two episodes. In episode number 14 and episode number 15, we have discussed about formation of universe because we all know that there are multiple theories about universe, that how universe actually began and how this universe is actually came into existence. But reality we don't know. So we have presented two different episodes about that particular topic. In episode number 14, we have discussed about how science explains formation of this universe, and in episode number 15 how ancient India or Rig Veda actually explains this formation of universe. Especially episode number 15 is very interesting. Make sure to check it out. We all know astrology, we all know Jyotish Shastra, we all know nakshatras, but we don't know actually definition of them, we don't know actually reality of them, we don't know actually science behind them, how they work, how this is possible that we can know someone's future just by seeing their hands. Get to know all this stuff, get to know all the science behind this stuff in episode number 16 named Surprising Nakshatras, because they are surprising actually. In episode number 17, we have discussed about some books which contains very dark knowledge. They have very, negative knowledge that after reading that particular books, your real life can get actually messed up. So make sure to read disclaimer before reading this book. Episode number 17 is based on these fishy books which are very interesting. You might want to check this particular episode out if you are book enthusiastic. Episode number 18 and episode number 19 is all about dark matter. In these particular two episodes, we have discussed about how dark matter can actually affect Earth and how we can verify that there is dark matter, how we can detect it actually, because no one can see it, so how are we gonna detect it? There are some techniques from which we can detect it actually. Also, we have discussed about some questions which might get developed in our brain after listening to one of the episode, and we have given you or provided you some answers from our side, from our opinions, so that you can get to know or understand this particular topic. In episode number 20, we have talked about a very special language which has very perfect speech, very perfect grammar and very perfect system to actually learn it. So yes, you guessed it right, it's language of God, Sanskrit, which came from ancient India. And the special thing about this particular language is that even NASA is accepting the perfectness of this particular language. So what are the specialities of this particular language and why this is very special and how this is the perfect language for interacting with AI. In 21 episode and in episode number 24, we have discussed about horrific Kali Yuga because there are lots of negative effects of Kali Yuga, and of course, why not? So how this Kali Yuga actually started and how it will end. We have discussed all this stuff in between episode number 21 and episode number 24. In episode number 22, we have discussed about positive and negative worshipping because we all do worship, but there are positive worshipping is also out there and negative worshipping is also out there. So how people actually differently pray to God. So yes, there are two types of energies actually possible from which you can pray to God and worship it. Also in episode number 23, we have discussed about Tantra Vidya and village. So this particular village has people with great Tantra Vidya knowledge, and also it is said that Tantra actually developed there. So why this village is very mysterious and how this Tantra Vidya actually works, we have discussed in particular episode number 23 of Knowell series. Episode number 25 and episode number 26 is very special because we have discussed about Aghoris in this particular episodes. We have discussed about their beliefs, their rituals, why they use skull actually, what is the practice of medicine actually, and also do they actually eat flesh or consume alcohol. Get to know all this information in episode number 25 and episode number 26. Episode number 27 and episode number 29 actually contains information about 7 chakras of our body, and are they really just 7 chakras or more than that. We have discussed all the information about these chakras, connection between yoga and chakra, and how you can actually activate them, also the power of these 7 chakras, theory of them, and all this stuff related to it. So if you want to know about these chakras and if you are interested in yoga, then you might want to check these particular episodes. In episode number 28, we have discussed about ghost because there are lots of ghosts and different religion, different science actually explains it differently. So how actually there are types of ghost and how actually Hinduism explains the ghost. Also, what is the difference between ghost and spirit? Are they different first of all? If they are different, then what is the difference? And if they are same, then why we differentiate them? Get to know all these questions and answers in that particular episode. We all know Shivaji Maharaj. He created very interesting history. Also, he is the founder of Navy. Why we call him founder of Navy? Get to know about this information in episode number 30. We have provided all the history of their intelligence team and foundation of Navy actually. Thank you so much for listening to me. I have covered all the episodes of Knowell series and provided you summary of them in 1 or 2 sentences so that you can get the idea about them and listen to particular episode if you want to. Now let's talk about our announcement of upcoming series. So now we will be releasing 3 episodes per week on the Sunday, on the Tuesday and Friday. So there will be 3 episodes of new series which is called Shortcast. So basically it's short format of podcast and there will be multiple topics. So it's not just limited to ancient Indian culture and mysteries. Now we will be also discussing about tech, market, business, case studies, environment, space, also mysteries and some other topics too. Also, the very special thing about that particular episodes are that they are only 5 minutes to listen, and also there will be so much to watch because we are upgrading our editing things and we will be adding some interesting stuff so that you can actually watch it and enjoy it. I hope you got the idea about our upcoming episodes, upcoming series, and all the 30 episodes of this Knowell series. We loved it, we enjoyed it making. I hope you loved it too. Thank you so much for listening to me. I will meet you in next or first shortcast episode.